Shine through.
Welcome to another edition of the All Sports Matters podcast. I am your perplexed host today, Amir Sharaz Ortiz, aka Poppy Ortiz 02. We are live. We was having some technical difficulties. So we are here. We are live. We are barely getting it together. Not about to sit here and lie to y'all, but hey, it is what it is. We do what we do, and we get through what we have to get through. This is the All Sports Matters podcast. Last couple of weeks, we have determined some champions. NBA, NHL, NCAA men's and women's, baseball and softball have been crowned. So we're going to talk about that, and I am happy that I'm not going to talk about it by myself. I do have my brother on board, Mr. He's Back himself.
Yep.
What's going on?
What's up with you, bro?
Just a little annoyed.
I'm very annoyed.
Why are we at StreamYard? Check out StreamYard, get a $10 discount. They trying us, huh?
Right, yeah, I saw that too. I was like, where the hell that come from?
We are not advocating for StreamYard because we are not getting paid for their sponsorship. So we're still trying to figure that out. Speaking of getting paid, we got some. Well, let's take it back a little bit. We got new NBA champions. All right, let's start there. We got new NBA champions. Surprisingly, if I'm being honest with you, it was a great finals. Very competitive. It wasn't one-sided. We didn't see blowouts in every game. And we saw both teams be flawed. One team, unfortunately, will have a what if. Because if Halliburton does not get injured in that fourth quarter, I think Indianapolis wins that game 7.
I still think OKC would have won, but I wanted to see that. I didn't want to see that. Obviously, we never want to see, players get injured in anything, but the timing of that one, like, it really sucked. It took a lot of the air out of, what I'm saying, like you said, an otherwise great series.
It made it very predictable once he went down.
Right.
He started off high with 4 for 7, had 12 points, something like that, in the first quarter. Halliburton set the pace for Indiana, but unfortunately it became a one-man, not necessarily one-man show, but one-sided offense.
You said he got hurt in what quarter?
It was in the first quarter. Wasn't the end of the first quarter?
Yeah, it's the first quarter.
Yeah, first quarter. That's what I said. He was 4 for 7. I believe he had 9 points, something along those lines. In that first quarter, he was hot.
Right.
He started, like I said, he set the pace, he set the tempo, and Indianapolis all the way to halftime was in it. It's that third quarter coming out of them tunnels. The OKC said, you know what, we will not lose to Indianapolis without Tyrese Halliburton.
Man, them boys had already painted the parade buses before the game.
Very, very disrespectful for sure.
Very disrespectful.
Because there's no way you can send that bus to Africa along with these that happens. Right?
They could unwrap it. They could have unwrapped it. And you know, I got a lot of friends that are in Oklahoma from when I lived in Oklahoma, and boy, they were really happy. A couple of them went to the parade, man, and was live streaming it. That looked like an experience.
No,
shout out to the Thunder, man. I mean, you got to give credit where it's due. They was the best team all year long.
Very, very consistent. The MVP, SGA, dominated all season. Right?
Right.
What did you say?
I was just speaking to Joy. She just got on and started watching.
No, he dominated all season. The first time a player was, I guess they added in there, fourth time ever. I think it was first time with the conference championship, but 4 players in the history of the NBA was able to get regular season MVP, finals MVP, Eastern conference final MVP, and I think it was one other stat in there. But the leading scorer of the league. So SGA closed it out, had a great season, and they get to do it over by drafting another big man last night, a very versatile big man. I think it was the kid out of Georgetown, right?
That's not going to probably touch the floor.
No, and they don't need to. And honestly,
Oklahoma, the Thunder, they're built. They could start. This could be the start of a dynasty, to be honest. Like, if them boys lock in like that again next year, I mean, they're still young. You know what I'm saying? And damn near the whole team is on rookie contracts almost.
Still young, still very under the salary cap, still very dominant in draft compensation for a few years yet to come. They won a championship and got to pick at 15, something like, you know, so that's crazy how they've made all the right moves. And isn't their GM? He the one that came from Philly, right? When Philly was tanking all those seasons, Alvis. Yeah, I believe so. He was the one that Philly had when they picked up, when they made some bad moves. First off, I'm gonna throw that out there. They made some bad moves, and when they didn't draft Tatum, they didn't draft Brown.
I mean, they didn't have a chance to draft Brown, but we can look back on that and say that they should have drafted Tatum, of course. But I mean, at the time, Markelle Fultz was like considered can't miss number 1 type guy. So that draft, he didn't come from Philly. That wasn't him.
You sure? That draft that picked up Markelle Fultz at 1. That's why I said they could have picked up Jaylen Brown instead of Fultz.
Who was trust the process?
Welcome, our producer, just woken up from a nap, Mr. JB himself. What's going on?
I've been here. I decided to leave because somebody told me they didn't want to interact with me.
Gentlemen, we don't need to do this live on the air.
Don't roll your eyes.
This is
Sam Hinkie was the Philly GM.
And what is he now?
Unemployed, probably.
I think the guy came from the Philly organization. Probably wasn't GM, probably was the assistant GM. But
no, Sam Presti came from San Antonio.
Well, San Antonio knows how to win.
Right.
But Popovich, obviously being the president now, we went from, which is crazy, NBA season ends, And the very next day, I believe it was the very next day, Kevin Durant got traded.
That was the same day. It was the day
He was
before.
traded during Game 7. He was traded before
Right
Game
before
7.
Game 7.
You sure? It was before Game 7? I know it was during the Fan Fest. So yeah, it was a weekend.
Yeah.
It was during the Fanatics Fan Fest.
The next day was when the other trade started.
That's when Boston decided to do something. Was the next day, right?
Dumbass Boston.
At least they don't get Kyrie back. You know, I don't know how Boston feels about that. Derek White is their point guard at least the next 2-3 seasons. So you got that.
Thought they were still trying to trade him and Jaylen Brown. They still taking calls.
Of course, you take all the calls.
They want to, but they ain't gonna. Them two ain't going nowhere.
Okay, that don't
The
matter.
two?
I don't really care. They can go wherever.
With all that being said, next year is kind of interesting considering Orlando gave up 4 first-round picks, maybe 5. It was 4 for Desmond Bain. While the Knicks during the season gave up 5 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges, and they ended up getting them into the Eastern Conference Finals this season. Injuries, Damian Lillard, the not knowing what's going to happen to Giannis, not knowing if
it's going to happen to who?
If Jason Tatum even comes back next season with his late injury. Halliburton looks like he's going to miss next season as well due to both them having Achilles injury, plus Damian Lillard had an Achilles injury. Is this the one year that the Knicks, albeit it might be an asterisk, just like those Lakers in 2020, is this the year for the Knicks to win the conference next year or next season, I should say?
No, the Knicks ain't never go.
Cleveland.
Cleveland is Cleveland's own enemy. I don't know what's going on with Cleveland. I'm pretty sure it got something to do with their depth, which we've been saying that for years. That starting 5 can play against anybody. But for some reason, when you get in that bench, Cleveland is not as good. The Knicks refuse to get to their bench because Tom Thibodeau only plays 7-8 guys. And I believe Orlando will take a step up. If I'm being honest with you, I think Toronto will take a step up next season. They finished hurt, but they sat them down on purpose so they can get a better draft pick, which, by the way, that kid from, I think it was South Carolina, didn't want to go to Toronto. He was cursing. I don't know if y'all saw that video.
Yeah.
Go to Toronto?
He was cursing the fact that he has to leave the country.
Hey, and the Knicks still got to deal with the Pistons too. Like, don't count the Pistons out. Like, them boys play ball.
The Pistons still
missing. They're only going to get better.
You're not wrong. Kate Cunningham is a stud. Isaiah Stewart, if he can control his temper, can do some things. But the Pistons still need a shooter. They're just inconsistent on offense. Their defense is there. Detroit is missing something. They're missing 2 things, if I'm being honest. So
the answer to your question is, will Knicks? The Knicks, yeah, they're still gonna flame out.
They're still gonna flame out.
The Knicks ain't never gonna be shit.
They just made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, so you can't say they ain't gonna be shit.
I didn't.
No, I'm talking about the man downstairs.
They ain't.
No,
they just ain't gonna be shit. You can say what you want about the Pelicans and the Lakers, but at least the Pelicans are consistent and they just not shit ever. So
I'm not saying anything. I'm trying to give a non-biased review of what took place between 2024-25 and what we expect going into 25-26.
I wasn't biased.
No. Well, by saying the Knicks ain't never gonna be shit, that's a little harsh.
Biased? I don't really hate the Knicks. Now, if I said that about the Celtics, you can say that's biased.
Well, the Celtics is always going to be competitive, obviously. Jason Tatum is the one that puts them over the top. But last season, they were a winning team without Jason Tatum. Can they sustain that all season? Probably not. They're still a playoff team because the East is the East. They're still a playoff team. And can they be good enough until Jason Tatum eventually returns?
They're going to have to be because
JPP said no to the Knicks. He said Knicks, same roster, same problems.
They didn't have the same problem. The same problem was the coach, and they got rid of him.
So you
That
got
was
different
the problem they
coaches.
had.
Was it the coach though?
The coach burnt them to the ground. Definitely did. Because even
The
during the
coach-
regular season,
the coach-
he didn't leave in the bench.
The coach had the best run for them in a quarter century.
I agree, but that's because the team had talent.
Well,
But
you,
when 3 of the top 5 guys has played the most minutes throughout the season belongs to the New York Knicks, that's a problem.
and you can't say it's same problem, same team, same problems. One of the problems they got rid of, which was the coach. He was one of the problems. He wasn't the whole problem, but he was one of them.
Runners up to who, JPP? He said Knicks Eastern Conference Finals runners up.
And as a Knicks fan, if I'm being honest with you, I'm okay with that.
Players can't get a bucket besides Brunson, and they're all friends. Problem is Brunson's dad.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
I'm gonna stop reading that trend. So we're not even we are trying to be unbiased, and I'm gonna throw the word in there, educational perspectives from 2024 to 25, going into 25 and 26. Some moves have already been made so far this week. Boston has made, I think, 2 significant moves, and I'm going right back to you, Mr. He's Back. I'm going back to He's Back. See what I did there? We already discussed this off camera via text,
Right.
obviously.
Right.
What is Boston doing?
They're shedding salary, man. Next year is going to be a gap year, I guess you could say. You know how like some of them high school kids, after they graduate, they take a year off before they decide to go to college or whatever they do.
But they never go back to college. I just want to throw that out there. Statistics show they never go back to college after taking that year off.
But that's pretty much what Boston's doing. I mean, Tatum we probably won't see Tatum much or at all next season. So Boston is planning for 2 years out, for 2 seasons out. Right now, as constructed before they got rid of Drew Holiday and Porzingis, they weren't going to the. It's finals or bust for that. If you're paying $500 million with luxury tax and your regular salary for a team, it's finals or bust. So they had to start shedding salary. Getting rid of Drew Holiday and KP, that right there saved them $180 million. You know what I'm saying, with luxury tax implications, and it got them under that second apron, which, you know, if you know basketball contracts, you know what the first and second apron is. It's not a kitchen accessory, Amir.
I knew what you was talking about. I didn't know the term of what was being used, so it threw me a little off the loop.
But yeah, they had to get under that second apron in order for their 2032 first round pick to not be frozen. If they would have still been over that second apron by the time the season starts, their 2032 pick moves to the end of the first round automatically. So there's like implications for teams that are constantly over that second apron. Right now, they're under the second apron, and I honestly don't think they're done. I don't think Derek White or Jaylen Brown's going anywhere. Like, I think they're safe.
But the entire salary pretty much is in between Tatum, Brown, and White.
No, I agree with that. No, I agree with that. But those three, like those two, Jaylen Brown and Derek White, they're going to be there when Tatum comes back in.
Right. I'm saying you said they're not done. So my.
Oh no, because I mean, I hope they don't trade him. But Peyton Pritchard, he has a nice size salary too.
Oh no, they just signed him for what, 3 for $39. That's Peyton Pritchard. No, it's like $13 million a year. That's feasible.
No,
then I swear they just did it this season. Peyton Pritchard he's fine. He's not. He's just a white TJ McConnell.
Wait, what? wait, what?
You know what I'm saying? His contract is feasible.
And what color is TJ McConnell?
Either way, we are moving on. Trades. I think a big trade that was just made is kind of gone under the radar just a little bit. Involves your Pelicans, JB, getting Jordan Poole, and getting McCollum out of there. Are you yawning because it's boring, or it's not? It's not a trade. Look, that's a good move for the Pelicans, ain't it?
In what way?
Getting a
Not
little
really.
younger, getting McConnell out of there. I'm kind of sorry, McCollum.
McCollum was on an expiring contract though. Jordan Poole.
I say younger. I didn't say cheaper. I said younger.
Oh,
yeah.
Getting younger.
I don't. It don't really move the needle. I mean, yeah, McCollum was always hurt. He's old, and he had an exorbitant amount of contract that they needed to get away from, but they got rid of that contract and got basically the same amount in Jordan Poole, who
and more years.
also kind of stays hurt. Well, he's been hurt the last couple of years, so I don't know what to do with
Jordan
that.
Poole ain't been the same since Draymond Green goddamn punched his ass.
Exactly. So
not at all. That's crazy to me. How
I mean, cool that you got rid of McCollum, but I don't know what Jordan Poole is really gonna get you at this point in his career.
Draymond.
If Murray, who is another one of the people who had the torn Achilles, if he don't come back the way he wanted to, I guess that's why they drafted Fierce at 7, because he was getting compared to Murray. So maybe they drafted him to kind of be there in Murray's stead until he come back. But yeah, that didn't really move the needle with me. It was one of those things like, okay, see what he does, I guess.
Draymond punched the talent out that boy.
He did, but look like he took some of Draymond talent too.
Draymond is an all around talent, but he's a fourth piece to any contending team. So
he's just a goon. He's a mouthpiece, similar to Patrick Beverly.
So I want to look into the draft that we took place yesterday, right? Well, the first round, anyways. Cooper Flag going to Dallas. That was the
worst kept secret.
Worst kept secret. I was just about to say a well kept secret. Who knows? But
no, it wasn't well kept.
Losing Luka, who apparently has lost like 50 pounds according to reports, and getting Cooper Flag back to back, re-signing Kyrie for a 3-year extension, which probably would be his last 3 years in the NBA, knowing Kyrie. Anthony Davis at least for a third of the season, because we can never say for the season. Re-signing Gafford, right? Long term.
I like that move.
Yeah, I thought that was a great move as well. Clay, I think, got another year on his contract. Obviously, he's more on the end of his career, but he finished strong. I'll give him that. He finished strong. And Doug Christie's son, right? Max Christie being a good 6 man. Dallas looks good on paper. No?
Games aren't played on paper. I don't know. Like,
okay. Okay.
Kyrie's still hurt, so he ain't gonna be there for a little while.
I mean, he had an Achilles in the playoffs, right?
No.
Dallas didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah, Dallas didn't make the playoffs.
Oh no, yeah. I'm thinking of Lillard. Was Kyrie a Achilles or was his?
No, Kyrie was a shoulder injury. He always got that
shoulder?
bad shoulder. Yeah. His is always a shoulder, I believe. he always gets a shoulder hurt for some reason.
It don't really matter. They're not gonna be the same.
Nah, Kyrie tore his ACL. But it was like early on though, so yeah,
he can come back. It was after the All-Star break.
Yeah, it was like in March or some shit like that.
He'll come back around Christmas time strong.
He will.
Yeah. I say mid-season, yeah.
Finishing out talking about basketball, or at least we're trying to talk about basketball. The KD trade. Let's talk about that for a minute. Kevin Durant going to Houston, only giving up Dylan Brooks, Jalen Green, and that first round pick that Phoenix took that went to Houston. Who won the trade?
I'm gonna say right now, Phoenix got better by trading KD because they got Jalen Green, who's still young and he can put the ball in the hoop until the playoffs roll around. Then he disappears. But them getting that center from Duke at 10, I think that's going to be a steal for them. That's a steal for them. Like, there was a lot of people who didn't expect him to be around at 10.
No,
for him to be there at 10, I think Phoenix, that was a good pickup for him. I didn't understand them, trading for Mark Williams. We talked about that, in our group chat that, yeah, they needed center depth.
Well, after that failed trade to the Lakers, it was obvious. Mark Williams didn't even play for Charlotte when he came back. He went straight to the injury report. Like, he was done playing for Charlotte at that point. So he had to go somewhere. And if I'm being honest, why not Phoenix? Give him a 2 big head monster down low. Phoenix, all they got is like 7 point guards or 7 shooting guards. They don't even have a point guard. 7 shooting guards. That's all they got. Devin Booker swears he's a point guard, but he's not.
They got
when it comes to Phoenix.
That's what they call positionless basketball.
JB, who won that trade?
Nobody.
What do you mean?
Nobody won. Kevin Durant, and I said this. I said this to y'all on the chat and in private, but Kevin Durant he's becoming a cancer to teams because he's going to these teams that he wants to be a ready-made team to try to compete for something, and as soon as they don't compete, now all of a sudden I want to go. I want to leave. Now he came out today, I want to retire a Rocket, but I can guarantee you, just as soon as the Rockets suck, and just as soon as they are in 13th place in the Western Conference, he's going to want to leave because this is what we know Kevin Durant to do. Everybody give LeBron James a hard time for going to Miami and creating a super team over there and doing what he did and then going to Los Angeles or whatever. But Kevin Durant has been doing the same thing for years. He left the team that he was on to join the 73-9 Golden State Warriors.
No, they were 73-9 when he was on the team.
No.
No. They were 73-9 the year before he joined the team.
Yeah.
Oh, they didn't win a championship that year. 73-9, they did not win a championship. That's right. That was the year that the nut shot heard around the world. Got it. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is what Kevin Durant does. And I said that to all of y'all. I do think I think it was you that said that Jalen Green is still young. He still kind of has the chance to develop into something, but Phoenix might be able to do something if they can put something together. They got a good coach.
In the West, though, with San Antonio, any moment they're moving up. They can only get better from where they were. And I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry, but
see what they do.
You said nobody wanted to trade, so does Houston go down from that second seed that they just were?
Yeah,
with KD.
No, I think they got him early enough to where they should be able to.
Until we don't assume he's healthy,
right? It just depended on how well they mesh over the summer. They got him early enough to where they should be able to get him in there, and they should be able to mesh well enough over the summer to be able to do something. Do they still get the second seed in the West? Who knows? Because it seems like the West is kind of up and down every year. The Eastern Conference, you can kind of lay it out and you know who's going to be where. The Western Conference is kind of weird every year. So you never really know who's going to end up on top besides your OKC and your Denver. Everybody else is kind of like a free for all. So
right. I can agree with that. 1 through 14 is close out in the West, pretty much.
I think the Rockets got KD specifically for the playoffs because they could not score at all
And
in the playoffs.
And against Golden State, who don't play defense. That's
exactly
crazy.
That's what I'm saying. So like, I think Houston, yeah, KD's gonna help. I still think that they'll be one of the top 4 teams in the West. Like, you can't add a KD and go down.
Well, Brooklyn did.
Phoenix did too.
Phoenix already was. Phoenix didn't have. Phoenix didn't have a good coach at the time. Phoenix didn't have.
What they had last year though?
I mean, they had Budenholzer.
Huh?
They didn't have Budenholzer in Phoenix. The same Budenholzer who won in Milwaukee. I'm confused.
Hey, they let him go too.
Yeah, because of KD. Coaches don't last on KD, so I feel bad for.
He wasn't in Milwaukee.
No, I'm saying superstars.
I was saying Milwaukee let him go.
Why not?
Milwaukee let him go. But the point I was making was that with Phoenix, like Phoenix, their roster was mixed matched. Like that roster wasn't going to work anyway. Like I think we all said that when they put KD and Booker together, like no, that's something is off with that pairing because they didn't have much of anything else. Houston has the squad, even after letting Jalen Green go. Houston has a squad. Dylan Brooks was a luxury. They still got that boy Eason who can take that Dylan Brooks, enforcer spot. So like
Brooks trash.
Dylan Brooks will get you. I was about to say Dylan Brooks. Dylan Brooks will get you 35 one night and not score for 3 nights in a row.
I mean to cut you off, like Dylan Brooks trash.
No, hold on. You mentioned a Draymond Green. We mentioned an Isaiah Stewart. We mentioned that one player that every team needs
as that enforcer, right?
Like, hey, we ain't playing. And it's
the goon.
Marcus Smart.
What I'm saying is with
Houston,
and with what I'm saying with Houston, they still have that.
Right.
Eason, I can't remember his first name. It starts with a T.
Don't have one. It don't matter.
I don't remember. I know they got Amon Thompson.
And that dude right there is a defensive stud. Like he's gonna be a stud. So
Alfonso Seguin, he's a good
Seguin.
He plays both sides of the ball.
And they still got Steven Adams.
Yeah.
So
and Steven Adams is a goon.
Enforcer, right? That's what I'm saying. They still got Reed Shepard. That boy, he's gonna get a chance to show that he can shoot lights out like he did on Kentucky, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I think he went to Kentucky.
So two things before we move on. We mentioned his name in passing. He made 2 separate quotes and 2 separate interviews that have kind of made some heads scratch. And I'm talking about LeBron James. Now, I'm taking a half a step back. The Lakers were sold last week out of the Buss family. Majority stake was given to another wealthy white guy. Either way, the Buss family no longer controls the stake since 1978, I believe. But either way, LeBron made 2 head-scratching quotes in 2 separate interviews. I'm not sure which one to tackle first. One was rings should not dictate greatness, and 2 was Cooper Flagg getting drafted, and he's going to have a great career because he had veterans around him, unlike myself. End quote. Not sure which one I'm scratching my head with first. Gentlemen, the floor is yours. JB, I see that face. Talk to me.
Nigga, what?
He made both of those quotes. I talk a lot of shit when it comes to LeBron, but both of those quotes came out of his mouth.
It comes a time.
Is the Lakers
it comes a time in every player's life when you just need to retire, and upon retiring or on your way to retiring, you is 4 letters you need to do. As STFU. LeBron, go sit down. Go sit down somewhere Relax your corns and chill out. Just shut up. Just shut up. We don't need to hear from you at any other point this summer. Come back in October and be ready to play. That's all we need you to do because you make yourself look crazy right now. Stop. And if you want to talk to me, you want me. I can say Bronny's name if you want to come talk to me. What's happening? But shut up.
So before I get to you, Flick, I'm just gonna throw this out there and I'm gonna go right to you. Right message, wrong person.
Which part?
The rings don't dictate greatness.
No,
because
that's
we're still talking about the Charles Barkleys, the Allen Iversons, Karl Malones of the world. You know, they're great.
right.
Go ahead.
He definitely sounded like somebody who don't have as many rings as
As the greatest, as who we consider the greatest, and that's what it is. Because I guarantee you, if he had 7 rings, rings would matter.
Yeah, so
you know
right now
that's exactly what I was about to say. If he had 7 rings, rings would matter. Do they matter in who we consider greats of the game? No, because like you said, there's the Karl Malones, there's the Charles Barkleys of the world that don't have rings, but we consider them greats in the game. But when we talk GOAT talk, we don't talk about Karl Malone, we don't talk about Charles Barkley, because at the end of the day, rings matter. If for all the crap that we talk about how he got his, and I'm talking about KD, if he hadn't got rings, we would be talking about he's good, he's great, but he ain't got no rings, right?
I agree.
So so Bron, I'm with Jim on that one. Bron can STF you on that one.
I just don't understand.
So he was scrutinized for leaving Cleveland, going to Miami, and the first words that came out of his mouth during the pep rally was, "We go get 3, we go get 4, we go get 5, we go get 6." You know what I'm saying?
What do you got? 2?
I get it. That's
2, 3.
He got 2. He got 2.
He got 2. He got stopped twice.
Didn't he get swept first year? Or was that in Cleveland?
I know Dirk got them put it on their ass in what?
He got something in Cleveland.
11, I think it was. Dirk got him.
Dallas, yeah. That was a 6-game series. Yeah. And San Antonio actually should have beat them twice if it wasn't for that miracle shot. Now Ray Allen, not miracle shot, Ray Allen is that legit. But if Ray Allen didn't bail out LeBron James, there we go.
Right.
So he would have lost that one too. But I just figured I'm just not sure if he's hating on the fact that do we see an incredible career for Cooper Flagg, or he's just hating on Cooper Flagg, or he's hating, or he's trying to, I guess, make himself feel better, saying I didn't have all this coming into the league.
For me, that was an old head hating. That's how I felt about that one. Why would you even who's comparing Cooper Flagg to LeBron?
Nobody.
Right.
This was him. This was him comparing himself to everybody else doing the barbershop segments.
That's what I'm saying. So that was unsolicited. Nobody even asked you about it. Is what I'm getting at.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's why?
At this point,
you're not even thinking about y'all in the same breath.
At this point, LeBron James is the old head. He's the one who's supposed to be out there mentoring and talking to these rookies. You shouldn't be talking down to rookies. They are the ones who are going to take this over after you leave. So you should be the one that's imparting your wisdom on them, not talking down to them, not talking bad about them. So again,
I just don't understand the point he was trying to make by saying that.
Right.
He's trying to remain relevant because
he's relevant. As much as he's relevant.
What I'm saying is, you got the NBA Finals that just happened, where 2 small market teams was there, and the Oklahoma City Thunder won. You have Tyrese Halliburton, who just ruptured his Achilles. You have the NBA draft, so nobody's talking about LeBron James right now. So I need to put my name back out there. LeBron, you know who you are.
He hasn't opted out of his deal, so usually that happens as well.
Right.
And he resigns with the Lakers. So that's still pending, I believe.
At this point, LeBron, Jermichael James, go sit down.
We didn't need that. Is all I'm getting at with him. Like we didn't. He didn't have to say that.
Makes no sense.
Like it didn't make no sense. None.
It's out there for nothing.
Speaking of not making sense, considering that I don't think he's going to get signed ever again, the former GOAT of a kicker, Justin Tucker, was just suspended 10 games.
Good.
Today by the NFL. I don't think he plays ever again, if I'm being honest.
About Cleveland about to sign him to a guaranteed contract.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, wait a minute, he got 10-game suspension? We'll give you $100 million guaranteed.
Look, as soon as the report came out, Deshaun Watson said, "Let's get him now. We want him here in Cleveland."
But he's done. I don't think he plays again. I mean, and I said that after the Ravens released him. I said he was done. Like,
I believe he's done. Cleveland, Deshaun. I would go as far as say Deshaun Watson would have been done if Cleveland didn't give him the fully guaranteed contract. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Fully contract of $220 million. He came back, won the starting spot, not necessarily won because nobody played against him, and played like shit, and then got hurt, and now is hurt for the season. And that actually obviously paves the way for Shedeur Sanders to be the number one. So Cleveland, by the way, released their best defensive end outside of Myles Garrett. Outside of Myles Garrett.
I didn't read into it, but I didn't.
He still had 2 years on his contract. Wasn't asking for any money. Wasn't asking for an extension.
So did he get in trouble off the field that we don't know about? Like I saw that, but I didn't read into it because I was at work at the time.
Ogbo Okoronkwo.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah,
but
1 year
left. But you can say that, but can't say Giannis.
Because I'm reading. And I obviously didn't say his name right either.
I mean, but you said it almost where it needs to be. That's
because
terrible.
I see a G, I'm gonna say a G.
That's terrible.
I don't understand what education system you guys came from.
That's
if I read a letter, there's no, for me, knife is not a knife. I see a K, I'm saying a K.
So you say knife?
Not anymore, obviously. Somewhere along the line, I grew up.
So you can stop saying knife, but you can't say Giannis.
You can't say Giannis.
Well, G, what is the G silent?
And you can say Ogbo.
The K silent, but you don't say knife.
His name is Giannis.
The K is silent, but you don't say knife.
It's Greek. That's how you say the G and the I in the Greek.
Have you ever been?
Giannis.
It's a legit question. Have you been to Greece?
Yes. Have you?
No, I'm not. I'm actually jealous. It's a legit question. I want to go to Greece.
Yeah, it's all right.
That's one of the things I want to do in life.
I haven't been to Italy, but Greece.
I've been to Italy.
Let's go to Greece then.
I've been to Italy. No, because Greece is like the opposite end of the Europe spectrum.
Let's go to Greece next year.
Yeah, that's definitely something I am open to.
If
I want to go. I've never been. I want to go.
All right. Well, once we get these sponsors, we can do a sponsored trip to Greece. How about that?
We just won't tell them we want to go. We'll be like, we'll have them. It'll be their idea.
Yeah.
We have to go cover the Greek national team.
Hey, it's
I'm not going to tell them that.
Almost there. The Olympics is next season, so next year. So hey, it's a thing, right? Summer Olympics next year already. That's crazy.
They'll be going over there to go to the Coliseum and see.
Next year?
No,
this ain't until 2028.
Sorry, World Cup is next year. That's what I was thinking.
What are you talking? And it's in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
You threw me off with that one. I'm like, wait, what?
The Olympics was literally just last year.
Yes, I got.
They had the break dancing.
That is insane to me still. But it was obvious she paid for that seat because her husband was on the board. Go figure.
It's a sport.
But we don't talk about that anymore. We don't discuss those things. In sad news, not necessarily sad news, because he deserves every fucking fuck he get out of his ass. Wander Franco, the former Tampa Bay Ray, sadly got 2-year suspended sentence. But there's more to this that I didn't know.
The mom got 10 years in prison.
Yes, because she pretty much pimped out her own daughter. He didn't. I'm not gonna say he didn't know. He was. Sometimes you know when somebody's young. Might not have known him immediately.
How did that dude only get 5 years?
A 14-year-old? Come on, man.
How did he only get 5 years probation?
I mean, he got a 2-year suspended
sentence.
And 5 years probation.
I don't know.
We can talk about the probation later. How he only get 2 years for?
Yeah, that's my thing. I didn't understand that at all.
I don't understand how he's not under the jail right now.
If I walk up on him, I might.
Well, that's because he's locked up in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic, and that's where everybody goes to just say, to leave their lives behind.
I'll just be prepared. If I walk up on him, I'm swinging.
That is insane to moi. But either way, on the sad side as well, there's just some things obviously those are things you don't do. From things you don't do to things you don't say. A heckling fan spoke ill of a player's mother who passed away 2 years ago in a car accident in the same Dominican Republic. A fan was speaking, I don't know the exact words, that has not been released. I don't think it ever will be, but spoke bad or ill will, as they say, of his mother. Hecklers heckling. What is too much? What is going on? But why?
Because of the, you know what? I almost said something.
He should have got hands put on him too.
These people are feeling a lot more comfortable because of the current climate. I'm trying to keep this politically correct.
No, I
know what I mean.
That's right.
Basically what you're saying is they feeling comfortable because they know
follow their leader.
Yeah, they know that if something happens, all they got to do is pull out their phone and they can sue the famous person that have all the money, even though they did what they did. So
no, I'm just saying they're a lot more comfortable.
Well, yeah, that's true, but you've been seeing it happen more and more, even when Cheeto wasn't in there too. So it's just they feel like I have my phone, I can go live, I can sit here and do this. That's like when the cat was saying the stuff about Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce grabbed his phone and broke it. They was trying to sue him. Oh, you did it. No.
You realize we
don't even be coming out your mouth with all this.
We heard nothing about that one.
Exactly. All you gotta do is stand up to him. You can go sue me. You got what I did on tape, but you also got what you did on tape.
It happened in Chicago. The kid was 22 years old. He said, he thoroughly apologized. He's now banned from every Major League Baseball park, and I commend the Arizona Diamondbacks.
That's good
for speaking up and speaking out towards those remarks. We just don't need those in sports.
Okay, I should have got the pause put on.
You may or may not have. We don't say those things here. Regardless of the platform that we have. Speaking of platforms, catch us on Facebook and YouTube weekly, as well as we're trying to start up on Spotify and other streaming platforms. We just need your support. We just need likes. We need a comment here and there.
We on Spotify.
Huh?
We ain't trying. We on Spotify.
Well, I get that. We still need the views. We still need subscriptions, as they say.
Go follow, subscribe.
At the end of the day, we need y'all support. All Sports Matters is branching out. Help us, help you, as we try to make sports news as easy as possible, the best way you guys want to hear it. And if it adds a couple of curse words here and there, that's how people talk in the real world. Yeah, that's how McAfee is getting paid through ESPN right now, because he gives zero fucks about what he says on a McAfee show. needless to say, there's still Corey Graves and Pac McAfee drama on on announcing teams in WWE. The chef is not here today to give us the question of the day, but I do have a question.
He's a quitter.
With the drafting of Cooper Flag, number 1 overall, Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving are also number 1 overall, assuming they're all on the court at the same time. That will be the second time 3 number 1s have been on the court on the same team. When was the first?
Cleveland?
Nope.
LeBron, Kyrie? No, not Cleveland. LeBron, Kyrie.
I feel like the Lakers did it. Huh? No,
Which Lakers team?
the one with LeBron and Anthony Davis. Who's
Nope.
the third?
That's all they have.
No.
Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
Magic.
1984.
Nope.
The one from the TV show.
Yes.
Is it what?
This
It
is
wasn't.
easy. This is really easy.
It was in the 70s.
It happened in the 80s.
Well, it was before I was born.
No. When were you born?
So you said no, and you don't even know when I was born.
You was born 1980, right?
You tell me.
It was the 1980 Lakers.
Oh, I'll see. All right then.
But which 3
That's the
players? Which 3 players?
Magic had to be one.
Yep. They had somebody, a great
No,
that
not
they
Kareem.
didn't draft, but he was the number 1 overall.
Was it Kareem? Yeah, because he came from
And it
the
was
bottom.
Kareem,
And not James Worthy. He
and
wasn't.
it was James Worthy.
James Worthy was the number 1 pick?
Yes, he was. They drafted by the Lakers.
Hey, he was drafted the year before Magic, wasn't he? Or the
No,
year after?
after.
Well, there you go. You learn stuff every day on All Sports Matter podcast, folks. You never really know what you're gonna learn, or if you really go want to learn it. But it's stuck in your head now. There you go. You have it. It's for free. Take it with you. Stump somebody at work tomorrow.
Was James?
What's bothering you?
I don't know what just happened. He just had an aneurysm.
Because I didn't think James Worthy was on that team in 1980.
He got drafted in 1980.
When did you think he got on the
James
team?
Worthy?
Yes.
No, because James Worthy wasn't on the Lakers in 1980. He was at North Carolina still.
No, it was 89. Wait. No. 82.
Yeah, James Worthy had to be drafted in 82 then.
Yeah, 82. Sorry.
Okay, because I was about to say in 80 he was still at North Carolina, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. 82.
Okay.
That make you feel better? You happy now? Statistician.
I was just trying to, yeah.
So the crazy part about it is Kareem went out in 1990 and another player came in and they had another 3 number 1s. I just happened to read that. What was that player?
In 1990,
Yeah.
Kobe didn't get there until 98.
Worthy
And
Worthy
Kobe got there in 96 and he was the number 13 pick.
No.
It was before Shaq and all that.
Isn't this Klay Thompson's daddy, Michael?
Yeah.
He was drafted number 1 overall.
Really? He wasn't that good?
Yeah, I didn't know that either. I just happened to keep reading.
Ugh. I hate that. And also, by the way, there is no way that Cooper Flag Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving will be on the court at the same time. Because by the time Kyrie come back, Anthony Davis will be hurt. So
that's why I said if they get on the court together.
you heard it right here first.
I think they will because they'll be able to manage Anthony Davis minutes more.
I'm gonna
Let me
call
tell
it
you
right
this.
now. I'm gonna call it right now. They're playing the Lakers on Christmas Day, and all three of them will be in the lineup. You heard it here first.
Who's playing the Lake? Oh, the
If Kyrie's back by
I
then,
forgot he was
That's gonna
playing.
be his first
I
game back.
think they don't expect Kyrie back until like mid-season.
That's mid-season, Christmas.
Mid-season is like February, bro.
That's fine. Christmas,
Oh,
gentlemen. I got anything else?
Let me tell you this: with the way everybody went down with the Achilles injury, they definitely go have some load management this year.
or just take the number 0 away.
And Ace Bailey is trash and he's garbage.
You don't even know that young man.
He
First
talking
of all-
about he reporting in Utah. They got a little.
First of all, and anytime you tell top 5 teams, I'm not coming to you, you trash. Go sit down.
he wasn't trying to leave home. He's a mama's boy.
He wanted to stay on.
Right.
He wanted to stay on the East Coast.
Bring your mama with you.
Really quick, there's weekend of fights. We only got a couple minutes left. Where we
I
out
mean,
here.
there's only like 2 black men in Utah.
A big facts. A big weekend in fights. Jake Paul fight Julio Cesar Chavez.
Boo!
Ain't nothing about that big.
Boo!
UFC 300 and something. I don't know the number off the back, but it's 2 title fights this Saturday on UFC, and we still don't even know if WWE is going to be in Saudi on Saturday.
They are. I saw a video with CM Punk and Randy Orton already over there.
Well, they got their pay-per-view Saturday as well. So
Premium live event.
big weekend, as they say in combat sports.
Premium live event, not pay-per-view.
Right.
Yeah, I saw a video.
All the same thing. We're paying $3 a month. We're paying per view.
What's funny in that video is they showed Randy Orton and CM Punk walking back to through a tunnel area, and there was a little kid that tried to give CM Punk a high five. CM Punk stiff-armed the little kid.
Happy birthday, Derek Jeter, too, today. That's why. Happy birthday, Derek Jeter, the captain. Respect that. Thumbs down. I don't know what that is, but okay. JB.
Read between the
Grouchy
lines.
Pants, you can take us out.
Hey, I guess some people like football, basketball, and baseball. Others like hockey, soccer, and NASCAR. But right here, I guess all sports matter.
Happy birthday.
Peace out.